Hi, I'm Jacqueline Ward, and it's Tongue Tie Tuesday. I'm back from Philadelphia, where I was on the faculty at the Voice Foundation, which was a wonderful intersection of people from all sorts of disciplines coming together under the common cause of caring for the voice. So on that note, today we're going to talk about mouth breathing and sleep-disordered breathing and how that can impact vocal health. When we breathe through the nose, three things happen. The air gets moisturized, it gets warmed, and it gets filtered. When we breathe through the mouth, you might think, well, I can take in more air at one time, so that's better for my body. But actually, it's not so. Because when the cold, dry, and unfiltered air hits the lungs, the bronchioles actually contract. And that means we're getting less oxygen through the body. When we're asleep, though, we have less control over that, unless somebody's using lip tape, for instance, to keep this shut. If there is any sort of disorder in this area, such as a tongue tie or low tongue posture and lack of facial tone, it can be causing sleep-disordered breathing or snoring or sleep apnea. And when that happens, you might wake up with a dry mouth. There might be a puddle on the pillow. You might not be aware of any snoring necessarily. It could just be mouth breathing. And that's because the tongue is not resting up on the palate and creating that seal that we see like this. And if there is a tongue tie pulling down, it could be that you can't create the seal at all, or you can create somewhat of a seal, but it's pulling down or it's bulking out to the sides like this. And what we want to see is the tongue flat up on the palate. The other thing is you can see that if there is a tongue space issue, if the maxilla is narrow and there's not enough space for the tongue to sit up in the palate. So, how can this affect our vocal health? Well, people who mouth breathe are more susceptible to allergies and inflammation in the upper airway, and that includes the vocal folds. So there could be inflammation in the vocal folds because they're getting that cold and dry air that's unfiltered. There may be, dust or particulates, other, pathogens that are coming through without getting filtered in the nasal cavity. That can cause, fatigue with the vocal folds, and it can also just cause inflammation throughout the body. So I hope you've learned something today about mouth breathing and the importance of nasal breathing as much as we can. And it can even affect our strength and our performance. You often see, maybe not often, but some athletes are posting these days about having proper tongue position while they're doing their sprinting or their workouts or whatever it is. So it even has an impact on the performance of the body, which is going to feed back into singing as well. Happy Tongue Tie Tuesday, and I'll see you next week.